Thank you for joining us once again. Hammerlock, pure wrestling action. And we are starting off with a grudge match.
Folks, both these men requested that this match go on first. Very different reasons. This man, Bryce Hansen, after his heinous actions last week, attacking his high-octane partner, Chili Brown.
And you can see the difference in the expression on his face here. Bryce Hansen usually happy to be there with the fans, but obviously he's a different person. I don't know what happened. I'm still in shock after last week.
It's like a switch flipped in Bryce Hansen, and now a whole different attitude.
High Octane, one of the top tag teams in all of Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, and he put an end to it abruptly last week. Attacking this man here. Now, Chili Brown fought the lion's share, you might say, of the match last week against the Drifters.
Absolutely. Chili Brown taking quite the beating from the Drifters.
You can see he's not happy. He's hurt. His friend, his tag team partner, taking him out. There was a little miscommunication last week when Chili Brown went for almost like a flying kick and ended up catching Bryce Hansen. Total accident.
Exactly. Mistakes happen sometime in the ring, folks, but Bryce Hansen just taking it a little too far based off that mistake. Attacking Chili Brown, and you can see Chili Brown is ready to fight.
He was in no position to fight last week, but now
here they go.
A week's rest, and here we go. This is, usually these two men very technical with their flashy moves and whatnot. This is an all-out fight.
It ain't gonna be pretty, folks, but we're starting off with a bang.
Brown into the corner, huge elbow on Bryce Hansen, throwing him right back into that turnbuckle.
Chili Brown with a takeover into a crossbody.
Quicker than a hiccup. Now here's the thing, once they get this aggression out here at the beginning, you know that Chili Brown's going to want to get that victory over Bryce Hansen as well, to rub it in his face. And speaking of rubbing faces, Chili Brown's face rubbed right into the mat over the bridge of the nose.
Exactly. Bryce Hansen just trying to add insult to injury with Chili Brown.
And in full control now, locking the head and neck of Chili Brown as he makes his way to his feet.
Bryce Hansen feeling like he has something to prove here, looking to focus more on his singles career. Recently going up against our Hammerlock Pure Wrestling champion, Rodney Matthews. Coming up a little short. Maybe this is his way of bringing himself to that next level, that proverbial next level.
Chili Brown not going to just let him do the things he did, though. End a friendship, end a successful tag team, just so he can go on and do his own things.
Both men just trading slaps, trading forearms.
You can see the aggression. Usually, Chili Brown, you got this smile on the face, and he's hitting forearms, and he is serious about this.
Yeah, when you see Chili Brown, you're going to see some excitement, some flashy moves, bringing the energy, but it's been all fight today from Chili Brown and Bryce Hansen.
And you know what I'm noticing? There's no regret from Bryce Hansen here.
Not in the slightest. It's just confidence from the young lion.
He's fine with ending that tag team, with ending that friendship. You can only imagine the words that were maybe exchanged in this past week after Chili Brown after Chili Brown was taken out by Bryce Hansen.
Very true. We mentioned it off the top of our broadcast. Both men wanting to start this match off, or start the show off with this match. They could not wait. They were just ready to get at each other's throats.
And fans back here to see this grudge match. This is where the turn took place, right here in St. Thomas, the Elgin County Railway Museum.
The crowd telling Bryce Hansen what they think of this new attitude of his.
Side of the boot to the face of Chili Brown now. Chili Brown, one of those guys that you can't help but love. So you got to wonder what's gotten into Bryce Hanson here.
That's a great question. You can see just a total attitude shift on Hanson's part. Taking a few slaps right now, but before that, it was just calm, collected, remorseless, like you mentioned.
Brown trying to get some control. We got to watch his shoulders on the mat there.
Hanson almost rolling him for a quick victory.
Over the top. 2 count. You know, another thing, these two men know each other inside and out, spending so much time as a tag team as High Octane.
That's very true. Watching each other from the corner.
And you see that pinfall. You see the way that Bryce Hanson able to take the forearm bone and rub it across the bridge of the nose there.
Exactly. Very uncharacteristic of the young lion up until this point. You have to imagine for Bryce Hanson, he's thinking to himself, he cannot let Chili Brown get any momentum, because once he starts, it's hard for Chili Brown to stop.
Absolutely. Got to ground him, and that's exactly what he's doing right now. But there you go.
Brown quickly.
A quick reversal, and another.
Both these men, very technical, have speed on their side.
Huge snap suplex. Lifting his own feet as he went down, and there's a pinfall, 2 count once again.
Hanson
this match is all about pride. Now, I mean, Chili Brown wants to get one back on Bryce Hanson here after being... Can you call it a cowardly attack? I think so. I mean, the way that he raised Chili Brown up, put his arm around him, and then a huge backdrop and went from there.
Exactly. A very unprompted assault from Hanson. Cowardly? I imagine he wouldn't describe it as such.
Don't tell him I said that either.
Indeed.
Reversal into the corner. Huge hip toss center of the ring.
Chili Brown gaining momentum here. Huge
height. Out of the camera frame goes Chili Brown and right back down.
Hanson realizing Brown was picking up the pace, immediately slowing him back down. And just getting in Chili Brown's face, slapping him, kicking him. An all-out assault from the young lion.
Every shot just a personal attack on these former friends.
You notice Hanson just picking apart Chili Brown, using every part of his body to just meticulously assault Chili Brown. Forearms, knees.
You got to wonder when that switch flipped for Bryce Hanson last week in that tag match versus the Drifters. Everything seemed to be going great. Your typical high-octane match, one quick mistake. How much has this been brooding inside of Bryce Hanson? Did he plan to turn on Chili Brown?
That's a great point. You'd have to imagine one clothesline didn't set this into effect. Maybe something that's been brewing in Hanson for months, maybe as far back as his shot against Rodney Matthews for the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship.
That could be it. Frustration from the young lion and taking it out on his friends.
Exactly, knowing you were that close to the gold.
2 count there from Chili Brown. And Hanson back up with a big clothesline.
Speed picking up, and Hanson there to set it right back down.
What do you know? A clothesline from Hanson. We've heard it before. And Chili Brown taking the effects of that on the back of his neck here, just trying to will himself up and remind himself of the pain that he's been through over this past week.
And Bryce Hanson just nonchalantly letting Chili Brown get back to his feet, almost taunting him.
And now losing focus here.
Chili Brown catching Hanson off guard.
Exchanging shots in the corner here. And a big one landed there from Bryce Hanson.
Hanson back in control.
Got camel clutch here on Chili Brown. He's in a dangerous position in the center of that ring, very far away from the ropes.
Absolutely.
It's all about willing yourself out of this hold at this point.
Camel clutch, ton of torque on the back of Chili Brown from this maneuver. Brown trying to crawl out of it.
Just power shot to the shoulder blades there, rubbing the face in the mat. This is just disgusting behavior from the young lion, Bryce Hanson, who's always been a stand-up guy here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
This new attitude very much catching us off guard.
Snapmare into the chin lock here, full control. Chili Brown needs to find a way to hit a couple of moves here and get out of this position here. He's going to find himself tapping out.
Exactly, with Chili Brown's high risk offense, it will only take 1 or 2 moves for the entire momentum of this match to shift. But Hanson not letting him get anything in the way of offense.
The crowd here in St. Thomas at the Elgin County Railway Museum getting behind Chili Brown.
Our crowd knows they're seeing something special with this grudge match.
Pulls him up and flip through. Ducks under. Here's the pin. 1, 2. Chili Brown can taste that victory.
Chili
Rolls
Brown
him through once
again.
again. And Hanson able to roll right through and a shot to the face.
Just as soon as Chili Brown is able to pick up that pace, Bryce Hanson again there to stop it. Hanson had a game plan going into this match, and he is seeing it through. Say what you will about his actions, but this new attitude of Bryce Hanson seems to be working for him so far.
Well, as you mentioned, he's got his eyes focused on the top. He's been that close taking on our champion, Rodney Matthews. Huge backdrop.
Huge backdrop. The same move he used to end High Octane.
Flashbacks to last week.
Now both men trying to get back in this matchup, gain their bearings, gain the upper hand even.
And let's remember the punishment that Chili Brown took before Bryce Hanson turned on him last week. He was in a majority of that match versus the Drifters.
Exactly.
His body is beat up here.
The Drifters showing no mercy to Chili Brown.
And now this week just going on pure adrenaline and just the hurt that he has for his friend turning on him. Rolls Hanson through. Huge flying clothesline there. You almost lose sight of Chili Brown when he's up in the air.
Absolutely.
2 count.
Our camera frame isn't large enough to catch Chili Brown when he jumps.
Oh, Hanson now with Chili up. Slips out. Missed the drop kick as Hanson was able to hold on to the ropes.
Now Hanson's got him up.
Oh, center of the ring. He hits it. 1, 2, 3.
And that is all she wrote, folks.
Bryce Hanson. Chili Brown, as we mentioned, has had quite a week. Punishment from the Drifters. Punishment from his best friend, former best friend, and tag team partner, Bryce Hanson. And now just rubbing it in here with a victory.
Just adding insult to injury. Totally unnecessary from Bryce Hanson. Now you have to imagine if you're Bryce Hanson, you've got your eyes on that Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship.
And Chili Brown needing to lick his wounds and
I can't
imagine.
imagine.
Find that revenge, I guess, on his former partner.
Exactly. I can't imagine this is the last time you'll see these two men lock up.
And the crowd showing their support for one of the best here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, Chili Brown. Oh, there's ups and downs of professional wrestling.
Exactly. Chili Brown lives to fight another day. Don't miss the opportunity to see Hammerlock Pure Wrestling live. Visit hammerlockpurewrestling.com to see all the exciting upcoming events.
Hey guys, Chris Maloney, CWN here. I'm with Chili Brown. Unfortunately, here in St. Thomas, it hasn't been a good couple of shows for you. Last show, we saw your tag team partner attack you. Tonight, we saw your former tag team partner defeat you. So, what's next for Chili Brown? Do we see him continuing to go against Bryce? Does he need that comeback? Does he need that payback?
I honestly hope I get another chance against Bryce Hansen because I don't think I got my justice. I did what I did, I fought him well, but I think I could do a little more to hurt him, like he hurt me,
All right, and then let's say you get past Bryce.
Yeah.
What happens next? Do we see you go up against Rodney Matthews? We see you back in another tag team? What are your thoughts on that?
Honestly, it's up in the air right now. I think it's time for me to just chill out, see where the world takes me a little bit, just get some matches done. If the tag comes, but for now I got my eyes set on Bryce Hansen.
Yeah, one more question for you.
Yeah.
Find any pressure at all with your mom being in attendance? So she's one of probably your rowdiest fans here. I've heard she's been a rowdy fan at past shows as well. But what's it like having your mom in the crowd?
Honestly, it's really great. It's good support. It's fun to see her, see her reactions and everything. Although I get hurt, she kind of builds me back up when I see her cheering for me. So it helps.
All right, very good. We'll see what the future holds for Chili Brown.
Thank you very much.
So Chris Maloney, CWN here. Guys, I'm with Chili Brown's mom. A couple quick questions. What is it like to watch your son perform live?
It's exciting and scary. It's nerve-wracking. You get an adrenaline rush. You just hope that your son wins and is safe.
So he mentioned that you're one of the greatest inspirations to give him a pep talk anytime he loses. Is that true?
I do. I want my son to understand that even if you lose, as long as you do your best and you give it your 100%, you'll always succeed.
And last question for you. What happened with Bryce Hansen last time we were here? What were your thoughts on Bryce turning on his tag team partner?
To be honest with you, I was disgusted. They were a perfect tag team. They had the potential to get the title. And I was disappointed and disgusted that he turned on Chili like that.
Is he going to get his revenge?
I'm going to save that and wait and see what happens.
All right, very good. Thank you very much.
Well, we want to thank Chris Maloney from CWN from catching up with Chili Brown. On his way to the ring, his opponent. On his way to the ring, the Brick House, Mick McGuire.
The Brick House heading to the ring.
High fives, crowd support as he makes his way into Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. As you mentioned, Ethan Duke's going to be in a foul mood, though. Mick McGuire going to have to be careful. If you remember that that championship matchup last week, barely waited for the bell to ring before attacking his opponent. So
that's true.
Watch your back.
Mick McGuire needing eyes in the back of his head. Even just turning away from the Moondog right now, taking a risk.
Gotta get all those dance moves out on the outside of the ring before you step through the ropes there.
You know, we spoke a lot about changed attitudes in our last matchup, but Brickhouse Mick McGuire, a couple of weeks into a new attitude himself.
Absolutely.
Having fun with the fans, looking to have a more positive outlook on professional wrestling.
Look at that, winning fans one by one. That's how you do it.
Exactly.
There you go. Count them down. Get them on your side. You never know when you're going to need that support when you're in the thick of things with Ethan Dukes.
That's true, having fun with the fans, but my God, I imagine you are just making Ethan Dukes steaming mad in that corner. This match having some serious championship ramifications to it. You have to imagine that Ethan Dukes looking to get back in that title picture with a win here. And Brickhouse Mick McGuire on a bit of a winning streak of his own.
As you mentioned, that change of attitude, I think, has done well for him. He's collected a few wins here and maybe moving up the ranks here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
Whoever wins this match might be not too far away from a championship match in the future.
Two men locking up. Center of the ring. Power versus power. Maybe different kinds of power, but a lot of power here involved in this matchup.
Absolutely. Neither man willing to give an inch.
Referee Seamus White calling the action here, and
Moondog Ethan Dukes known for bending the rules a little bit as of late. Seamus White definitely has his work cut out for him.
As of late, now that may be Ethan Dukes' downfall at times, is sometimes the frustration gets to him. We've seen him with a few disqualifications against him.
That's very true.
Throwing people over the top rope.
Being very close to that 5 count.
And we take the rules very seriously here, bringing back the golden age of professional wrestling with Hammerlock Pure Wrestling action. Check us out. You can see there at Hammerlock PW on social media, and HammerlockPureWrestling.com. Find full schedules and everything there.
Exactly. When we come to your town, you won't want to miss this action live. As you can see, as when Brickhouse Mick McGuire came to the ring, fun to be had.
You know, these two men, that shoulder block usually works for them, but when they're going head-to-head with maybe someone more their equal size here, it's not quite working. It takes a few more, but Brickhouse finally getting Ethan Dukes down to the mat.
Exactly, the Brickhouse knocking Ethan Dukes over.
Telling him which turnbuckle he's going to visit and following through. A reversal now from Dukes, and blocked the arm, blocked the leg. Turnbuckle for you once again.
This match split down the middle, 50-50, very much so.
Atomic drop there, and Mick McGuire pointing it out once again.
Calling his shot, sending him to Turnbuckle Town. Turnbuckle Town just a small skip away from Suplex City.
Absolutely. Scoop slam, down goes Ethan Dukes. And warming up the elbow now is Brickhouse Mick McGuire. Winds it up, maybe a little too much before.
Found a little little more mat than he wanted there, with Moondog Ethan Dukes getting out of the way.
You know, Mick McGuire loves to have fun with the fans, as you mentioned. Maybe a little bit more of a showman than we've seen in the past, but as you can see there, you got to pick your spots.
Absolutely. Got to find that middle ground when the bell rings. The time for having fun is over, especially when you're on the other side of a ring from an opponent like the Moondog.
Huge chop to the chest there.
Ethan Dukes, all action.
Driving the upper back now into that turnbuckle. Down goes the Brickhouse. And Duke's now toying with Brickhouse. Not sure that's a great idea.
Almost checking to make sure he's still with us here.
Duke's huge suplex. And we've seen Mick hit that stalling suplex in the past. Can he do that on Dukes would be the question.
That is a great question. And perhaps we'll find out as we get deeper into this match. And if he can, is the ring reinforced for the impact of that move?
Oh, we've seen this before.
Duke's biting Brickhouse.
We're going to have to check in the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling rule book on that one, but
Exactly. Just Duke's going back to bending those rules, even if it is legal. Needing to only bite for 5 seconds before that 5 count gets up.
down goes Brickhouse once again.
Brickhouse a bit on Dream Street here.
Spaghetti legs here after taking those shots in the corner. 2 count.
Crowd showing their support for Mick McGuire in this. Wanted to see
Pays
the
off.
Brickhouse.
Remember, we said that when he made his way to the ring.
That's true.
Win those fans one by one. You never know when you're going to need that support.
It's almost like having a tag partner just for yourself.
A little adrenaline rush to get you through something. He may need that right now with a huge bear hug. Ethan Dukes able to get his arms around the Brickhouse.
Indeed, emphasis on the bear in that hug.
Referee Seamus White checking. This could be over right here.
That arm
One more
dropping.
drop. No!
There is
McGuire fighting through it.
life still in Brickhouse. Mick McGuire taking it to mute the Moondog.
Headbutts. Who do you think has a harder head, the Brickhouse or Ethan Dukes?
That's a great question. One that I don't want to find out personally.
Into the corner once again. Brickhouse asking our St. Thomas fans here. One more? No, he's not going to get it. Not this time anyways.
One more is one too many. Ethan Dukes waiting for him and drops him with a huge clothesline.
Dukes now staring as McGuire goes to the outside of the ring, maybe to catch a breather, but he grabs a hold on Dukes over top of the ropes.
Mick McGuire needs to be careful there. Like you mentioned, they are in the ropes.
Oh, look out, front row. McGuire is teetering. Blocking now and taking Dukes' face into the turnbuckle.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but Mick McGuire needs to be careful because if Ethan Dukes goes over that top rope, that is a disqualification.
That's a great point, yes. He were able to bring his opponent over the top. There's a 2 count there, and Dukes a little surprised he was able to get out of that one. McGuire now firing up and able to drop Dukes a few times in a row here. Up over the top. Huge back body drop.
A scoop slam just shaking the ring. Mick McGuire finding his footing here.
Charging and meeting in the middle. Slapping in the middle there, and
A solid meeting of meat as Ethan Dukes just cross bodies Mick McGuire to the ground. And as soon as he got his momentum, Ethan Dukes is there to stop it.
McGuire able to kick out though, staying in this.
Wonder if that frustration is starting to kick in for Ethan Dukes. That frustration that's cost him in the past.
He will have to watch himself this deep into a match. Scooping up McGuire. And down. Both men here looking to climb the ranks, as you mentioned. Springboarding, we've seen that before. All that weight coming down elbow into Mick McGuire. And a 2 count.
That huge elbow drop that'll just knock the wind right out of you. Saw Rodney Matthews gasping for air last week after that huge elbow drop.
Yeah, fresh off of a title match, Ethan Dukes That's got to play some mind games with you, too. How do you get back there? How do you get another opportunity at that championship?
That's a great question. I mean, look what it did to the young lion, Bryce Hansen. Just for being that close to the gold, willing to...
Huge! Slam it. 3, yes, McGuire!
Out of nowhere, the Brickhouse, Mick McGuire, able to slam Dukes down.
Ethan Dukes not even sure that he was pinned, but yes, the victory going to the Brickhouse, Mick McGuire.
And just like that, Brickhouse Mick McGuire continues his win streak, moving up in the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling ranks.
See, this is the attitude change you like to see.
Offering a show of respect between both men. Ethan Dukes knowing
you don't see that often from Ethan Dukes.
Dukes knowing he just went to war.
These men have tagged in the past, though. Dukes looking to get back on track and fight another day, and Mick McGuire steamrolling ahead here. You're watching Hammerlock Pure Wrestling on Rogers TV. To stay up to date with all things Hammerlock, visit hammerlockpurewrestling.com.
Hey guys, Chris Maloney, CWN here. I'm with Brickhouse Mick McGuire, winner of the match that we just saw earlier on with Ethan Dukes. Hard-hitting match. Surprising as a fan to see you guys shake hands and give each other a hug at the end of the match. What was that about?
Well, you see, the thing is, me and Moondog, we've faced off many a times. Friends, foes.
And here we go.
How many tougher men I fought. You're great. Love the team.
Thank you.
So is this the beginning of something new? Like, are we going to see a partnership here? Or is it just a one-time thing?
We'll have to see if anybody's up to face us.
All I'm going to say is if you're up for it, then brother, I'm definitely up for it.
All right, there we go.
Nothing
Something
better than bones and bricks, baby.
to look forward to in the future there, guys. Thank you very much.
Well, how about that? Another exclusive from CWN's Chris Maloney. We've just seen a new tag team formed here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. More on that, I'm sure, in the future. Bones and Bricks. And now time for our main event here in St. Thomas. Hammerlock Pure Wrestling action. And there he is. I saw some children in the front row there backing off a bit.
Who can blame them when you see a man like Bruiser Battersby making his way to the ring? The survivalist. Cold, calculating.
Now this is a rematch we've seen earlier on this year. Bruiser Battersby pick up a win by disqualification. Not exactly how he likes to gain his wins, but he'll take them all.
Exactly. At the end of the day, a win's a win in the record books. Battersby receiving a closed fist shot from his opponent.
Closed fist does garner a disqualification here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. And, well, Brian White, who we'll see in a few moments, delivering that closed fist shot to Bruiser Battersby. I'm not sure I'd even be able to throw a punch at that man. Unless
Definitely
I wanted
test
to
my luck.
Now here he is. He's trying to find his way once again here. The honorable one, Brian White, has just had a string of bad luck, you might call it.
Absolutely. Bad luck is the best way to put it. After that disqualification, maybe his temper getting the best of him. Just a set of unfortunate circumstances for Brian White, looking to change his luck around here.
He's always got the fire. He's always got the energy, the passion. Just needs to put it all together.
Exactly. Today is a new day for Brian White, and it's time to get a win. The Bruiser Battersby may have something to say about that. Brian White.
I don't think Bruiser Battersby has a lot to say ever, but he says it with his actions, that's for sure.
That's a very good point.
You're looking at the eyes of that man, circling on the outside.
Battersby all business. The survivalist just checking his prey, looking to get this hunt going, this hunt of a match.
Absolutely right. Doesn't even wait for the bell to ring.
Exactly. The Battersby picking his spot, seeing White was distracted a little bit, and then just going on the offense.
Speaking of disqualifications, has to be careful here. Bruiser Battersby, almost. He just brushed up against referee Matt McCausland there, and you do not want to put your hands on an official here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. I think he was just lucky enough to just get by him without any force and get straight to Brian White.
A brush up with the ref will land you a disqualification, potentially fine. Not something Battersby wants to pay. But
Brian
again,
White went for that clothesline.
You just see the calculation in Battersby's offense.
Absolutely. Waiting to scoop up Brian White there. Catching the foot. Oh, caught him there, though.
Can't predict a boot to the face.
And Battersby now finds himself in the middle of the ring, taking a shot from the honorable one, Brian White.
Exactly. A beautiful basement drop kick from Brian White. Picks Battersby up, slams him over with the suplex.
This one could be over quick. No.
Battersby kicking out with force. Almost throwing Brian White right off of him, and that is not a small man to toss around.
Absolutely not. Elbows now to Battersby in the corner. Turning around with great force to reverse that one. Charging in, nobody home.
Battersby receiving turnbuckles for his troubles. Brian White choosing his ligament to pick apart.
And working on the joint there, the shoulder joint. Forcing his forearm into it. And the knee to the back of the shoulder as well. Brian White in full control early on in this match.
Absolutely. White just picking apart that arm, hopefully going for his signature move, mandatory compliance, maybe trying to look for a tap-out victory.
Yeah, what would that do for the confidence of Brian White here if he can pick up a win here against the big Bruiser Battersby?
Oh, I think that would just shoot it right to the moon, especially something like a submission victory after that chain of bad luck that White has had. Being able to just pick up a dominant victory, get him back in the winner's column, and just move forward with your career.
And as we mentioned, we call it bad luck because if you've seen any Brian White matches lately here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, always competitive, always right to the end, and just one thing goes against him, and all of a sudden you stack up a few L's and you lose that confidence a little bit, but still looking to get back into that win column.
Absolutely. White, a very competitive performer in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, always brings his A game. His opponent's just able to eke out a little win.
Battersby with a huge chop. You heard that one.
That echoed all the way through the Elgin County Railway Museum here in St. Thomas.
And again. Battersby liked the sound of that. The acoustics are perfect for these chops, and he's going to keep going at it.
Taking off White's shirt just to inflict that much more punishment. The chest of White just a painful shade of red after that.
Reversal center of the ring. Huge side slam. 2. And Brian White
Able to kick out, but not a lot of force behind that kick out. White a little dazed after those chops and scoop slam combination. And Battersby just stalking his prey, trying to choke him out.
using every bit of that 5 count. He may get himself just very, very close to a disqualification.
We were at 4.9 there.
Having to plead his case for a moment to referee Matt McCausland.
Battersby knows what he's doing.
Up to the back of the neck. You know, we talk a lot about Brian White looking to get back in the win column here and move up. What do you think Battersby's thinking? Battersby has taken that disqualification win. He's been competitive. He's always here. He's always powerful. And one of the most feared competitors in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
Absolutely. A win is a win after all. So picking up a couple of wins, it doesn't matter how you do it, and being dominant in the process. Definitely have to have your sights set on that Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship.
A young fan getting fired up there, and in the face of Bruiser Battersby, very brave.
Have to wonder how that Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Championship would look with Battersby's camouflage. Kind of goes against the motif a little bit.
I don't think he'd mind one bit.
Not in the slightest.
You know, if you want to get involved, you hear some of these fans letting Battersby have it.
Just telling them how they feel about Bruiser Battersby.
Join us at any Hammerlock Pure Wrestling events, hammerlockpurewrestling.com. You can find out where we're going to be. Knees to the face, down goes Battersby. Not sure where he is. This could be it. 2.
One huge impact move, just changing this whole matchup. That might be exactly what White needed to get back in this.
And fired up once again. Making his way to the corner, up to the second rope. Wait for the elbow, and out of the way. Battersby outsmarting him.
Battersby very proud of his work there. Knew it was coming. White has gone for that elbow in the past.
Playing dead, you might say, Battersby. He's a man who spends time out in the wilderness, and he knows how to use all the tricks of the trade here that he's learned out there.
That's true. Sometimes the key to a successful hunt is letting your prey think that you're vulnerable. And that's exactly what Battersby did.
Huge scoop slam.
Now what's Battersby doing here?
White was put down in such a position, it looks like he was fit for a coffin there. Not yet. It's one thing you cannot argue with: the heart of the honorable one, Brian White.
Absolutely, that was never in doubt for a second. White known for leaving it all in the ring every time he's in front of our Hammerlock Pure Wrestling fans. And they show him that love right back, cheering him on, getting him back in this matchup.
Cheers and jeers. The cheers pointed at Brian White. The jeers headed Bruiser Battersby's way. And we're back to the chops. Those vicious, vicious chops. No remorse on the face of Battersby.
Exactly. Battersby putting all of his weight behind those vicious chops.
And got a face full of boot there that time. May have just angered him even more. Some frustration now from Battersby.
See Battersby kicking that turnbuckle, like you said, out of frustration and just getting a drop kick for his efforts.
Brian White taking advantage here. Oh, once again having to be careful for a disqualification. If he got a couple inches higher there and Brian White would have went over the top.
That would have been all, folks. Over the top rope slams are very illegal here in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling.
Brian White kicking out here once again.
White doing his best to get back in this match. But you can almost see the gears turning on Bruiser Battersby. Thinking, what do I have to do next? What's my next plan of attack? And that is to
there's
pick
a good
White
place,
up.
good place to start, but White slips out of it. Oh, huge shot back. Just trading at center of the ring.
Both men trading huge forearms.
And that chop once again.
Now White with a chop of his own across the chest.
You know, one chop might not end things, but you keep working away at it. At some point, Brian White can't breathe anymore.
Absolutely. You hit the same spot over and over, and all of a sudden you might start seeing stars from the pain. And that's exactly what Battersby's going for. Both men on wobbly legs now.
And those forearm elbows to the jaw. Not going to feel good either. Brian White firing up here.
Eventually,
Giving it all he's got.
But Battersby,
huge spine buster.
Spine on the pine from Battersby.
How did Brian White kick out of that one? That was a lot of force behind that from Bruiser Battersby.
Without a doubt, and White just being able to kick out after that 3. Before that 3.
After the 3, we'd be headed home.
But packing up, but not yet. There is still fight left in the honorable one.
That front row really giving it to Battersby now. The first time there, you saw it actually get to him a little bit. Does not want to lose focus now this deep into the match here. A couple of block suplexes from White. Spinning Battersby around, and those drop kicks have been a go-to for him in this matchup.
White's starting to pick up some momentum here.
Maybe firing up for that. Oh, huge cutter. 1, 2. No, 2.99.
White cannot believe it. Both men leaving it all in the ring here.
Unbelievably not able to get the 3 count after that, and Battersby had no time left to kick out. Took him to the limit.
White going to that rope. Going for his signature elbow drop here.
Catches it. This could be it. No. Dude, you saw him just force the head and the neck of Brian White off, shooting him off for just a 2 count once again.
Exactly, just desperation from Bruiser Battersby. Making sure he kicks out.
Battersby again letting the fans get to him.
Very uncharacteristic of Battersby here.
Getting Battersby up. Taking advantage. The spin. And maybe one too many rotations drops him down. Oh no, able to get the clothesline in though. Into the pin. Still not enough.
Only 2, but a lot less oomph in that kick out from Bruiser Battersby.
If Battersby can stay focused, this is one of the best performances we've seen from him.
Without
Usually
a doubt.
his matches maybe not lasting quite as long, but he is deep into a match and showing that he can go.
Absolutely, Bruiser Battersby going the distance here against Brian White, which is no easy task.
And now White showing some frustration with referee Matt McCausland. Gotta count faster.
White needs to remain
Oh,
focused.
huge boot to the face out of nowhere.
And that's exactly White.
Look out. And down. Battersby into the cover. 1, 2, 3. And Brian White's bad luck streak continues, but Bruiser Battersby with a huge victory.
Exactly. White taking his eye off the prize, arguing with our referee, and then Battersby just laying in wait, ready to strike, and hits him with that huge maneuver.
Very impressive victory. Battersby leveling up after this matchup. And Brian White back to his feet.
Not even
Still
sure what
arguing.
happens.
In the face of a huge Brian White fan here. Battersby saying, what do you want from me? I came for a victory. I'm leaving with a victory. Brian White is just very upset. Maybe the weeks of frustration.
Finally just boiling over here, taking it out on our referee.
He's been disqualified in the past for closed fists. Maybe quick counts. In his mind anyways. No high five. Well, there's a high five from Brian White, of course. Still a great sport. The passion, the heart.
You can see the frustration just boiling over on White. Well, Battersby soaks in his victory in his own way.
Bruiser Battersby on his way up in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. Don't miss the opportunity to see Hammerlock Pure Wrestling live. Visit hammerlockpurewrestling.com to see all of our exciting upcoming events.
Hey guys, Chris Maloney, CWN here. I'm with the Honorable One, Brian White. Not a good showing for you tonight. What are your thoughts on the match?
I'm frustrated. Those are my thoughts, really. I'm frustrated. You know, the Honorable One shows up and does his best every time. There's no question about that. I will never deny when an opponent outsmarts me, outstrengths me, however you want to put it. I'm so blown up right now. I'm sore. I'm angry. Because the Honorable One shows up to do one thing, and that's to win. That's to gain my opportunity to become Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. And when I got a referee like that doesn't seem to know where the strike zone is, if you're a Blue Jays fan, you know what I'm talking about. This guy counts one speed for me, another speed for Bruiser. I don't know why. Bruiser, you got me the first time. The second time, the ref got me. I'm not sure what the problem is around here, but I promise you this. The Honorable One has never given up. At my age, you know how to outsmart your opponent. You know how to outthink every circumstance that starts to interfere in your goals. The Honorable One is on a mission to become a champion. It's just one loss. And as frustrated as I am, I promise you, there are more tricks. There are more plans. There are bigger goals. And I'm going to attain every single one of them. You can mark your X on that.
Hey guys, Chris Maloney, CWN here with Bruiser Battersby. Kind of an impressive victory here tonight against the Honorable One, Brian White. Now, he wasn't expecting to lose, I don't think, based on the interview that we had done last time. But with regards to you in Hammerlock Pure Wrestling, what are your goals?
My goals are very simple here in Hammerlock Wrestling. To be the top of the food chain. Doesn't matter you put me in the ring with the Honorable One, Brian White, or you put me in the ring with the champion, Rodney Matthews. The goal remains the same. Top of the food chain, Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Heavyweight Champion.
So that's something you're going to be doing, is going after Rodney Matthews.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm here for one reason and one reason only, and that's to add another belt to my collection.
Thank you for joining us for another edition of Hammerlock Pure Wrestling. Next week, we're going to hear from Cody Deaner with his open challenge. The Saturday Night Delight, Tyler Turba takes on the Punjabi prodigy, Vikram Prasher, and the Hammerlock Pure Wrestling Women's Championship is on the line as Miley defends against Bitter Bia Moss. Visit us at hammerlockpurewrestling.com. Thank you to Doug Terry Holmes, Caps Off Brewery Company, the Elgin County Railway Museum, and CWN Online.